Hello, friends. I'm going to do something that we haven't really ever done before. I wanted to make this short video to spotlight some of the new Hopi pottery that we just received by our dear friend, Gloria Mahle. Gloria is well known for her traditional pottery, specifically for her rich reds, as you can see on the lip of a few of these vessels, as well as in the polychrome. You can see where the red and also the dark brown or black paints are. She's known for her high polished finishes and her use of geometric designs, as well as abstracts, bird designs, insects, and so on and so forth. This particular batch contains some of my favorite examples of Gloria's work, and you can see another thing that she's also known for, and this is something that Hopi pottery in general is known for, but I find that Gloria's work seems to possess this quality and characteristic as much more than any of the Hopi pots that we see. You'll notice that it has kind of this varying contrast in color, and that's what we call a fire cloud. A lot of you that are familiar with Hopi pottery will already know what I'm referring to. And this is a characteristic that a lot of collectors look for when evaluating a piece of traditionally fired Hopi pottery. The fire clouds are a result of the firing temperature. Hopi pottery is fired outdoor in a sheep dung firing pit. And basically, the potter will build a fire and set the pottery inside, covering them carefully with shards and other insulators. Then the sheep dung is piled on top of the mound and ignited, and that burns hot and slow for several hours until it's finished smoldering, and what you have left is just ash. When the firing's completed, of course, everything is dug out of the fire and then polished up and cleaned off, and you have these beautiful gems. The fire clouds, the blush, as we like to call it, is a result of varying temperatures in the fire. And you might have one spot that's a little warmer than another. And so where it's warmer, you get the darker hue. And then where it's cooler, it will be a little lighter. So you can see that throughout these pieces. This one here probably was closer to the center of the fire. It has some dramatic blush on the one side, and then it cools off towards the other. This piece here has a nice even blush all the way throughout. Another interesting thing about Hopi pottery, and this is true of all pottery in general, is that the clay starts out one color, but as it goes through the firing process, it experiences some chemical reaction that changes. For example, a gray clay will turn, this nice golden brown, whereas a yellow clay will turn red, and that's actually how a lot of these red slips are achieved, where you see the red polished areas. So it's fun to see the process of traditional Hopi pottery making, the methods and materials, and the before and after. And I think Gloria has really done an exceptional job. You'll also notice, and I'll talk a little bit more about some of these other pieces in particular in just a second, but this one here in the middle is actually Gloria's first whiteware piece ever. And we really were excited about this and hope to see other examples of this, what we call kind of a monochromatic black and white. Gloria has had several influences that from Hopi that have contributed to her willingness and desire to evolve and innovate and explore different styles and other ideas. Hopi is known for mostly their golden browns, but there is a whiteware component, a tradition that exists at Hopi. And you can see something else that I really like about this one, some stylized, these are rain cloud designs, and they're kind of perpendicular to the pot. If I were to turn it, maybe I will, you can kind of get a better understanding of how that turns out to be a rain cloud. And so you've got the pillowy clouds above, and then the rain as it descends, upon the earth, dropping down. So interesting abstract designs and symbols that are traditional in Hopi pottery. This one has some feather and bird designs. This one was called, I think Gloria said this was referred to her harvest pot or planting pot, and you'll notice like a stalk of corn there. Of course, also some feather. Feathers figure prominently as an element of spiritual practice and prayer. Prayer being important to the Hopi as they rely on the Creator to bring moisture for their crops. So you have some other interesting motifs here. These two in the back both incorporate an applique design that I find unique among Hopi pottery, and it's something that I really don't see a lot of artists doing, but we like Gloria's rendition, and you can see these dragonflies are actually raised up off the surface of the pot, so it gives kind of some depth and texture and some character to this water jar. This is probably one of my favorite pieces of the group. They're all wonderful, but that one's very unique in terms of elements that I don't see a whole lot. Moving over, then again, we have kind of that low shoulder seed pot. Same type of thing. You've got the dragonfly applique on the water jar as well as this low shoulder seed pot. So there you have it, folks. Just kind of my take on some traditional Hopi pottery by one of my favorite artists. These are brand new to the gallery. They haven't made it onto our website yet, but you can see these on our social media. We have a Instagram page and a Facebook page where we try to update daily and share lots of information there. So be sure to check those out and get in touch if you have any questions about these pieces or anything else you see on our website or social media. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and hopefully we'll have a chance to do this again. Let us know if you enjoyed this. Give it a like, maybe a share, and leave your comments. Thanks.